Good morning, everybody. Let's talk about every game happened on November 5th. Today's Thursday, November 6th. Let's talk about the first game in the Sixers. They lost to the Cavs 121-132. And if you're an Embiid owner, well, he played well last game. Of course, you don't expect him to play on the back-to-back. Tyrese Maxey's load in the first month has been insane, averaging like 37, 38 minutes. Actually, I'm sorry, he's averaging 41 minutes. What? Played 36 minutes here, still had a decent one, 27 points and 9 assists. VG Edgecombe struggled a little bit versus the Cavs, but the minutes are still great. I'm still a little bit worried about his production once everybody comes back. Jared McCain did not play this game, right? He's going to ramp up, and of course, Paul George. Bona will be a great stream for defensive stats. Whenever Embiid is out, he played just 18 minutes though, which is, Kelly Oubre Jr. got his 19 points and 4 threes. He's always been healthy. For the Cavs, okay, Darius Garland is back. 8 points, 4 assists, and 2 threes. I'll try to buy low for him. He should be averaging 20 points, 6 assists, 1.3 steals, that type of guy, with over 2 threes. The problem with him just so many injuries. And the first game he's back, Donovan Mitchell drops 46 points. 6 threes, 10 for 10 from the line, 8 assists. That's great. But for the Cavs, they just got to perform. They just got to win the playoffs. Last year, they got beaten by the Pacers. I think in the second round. Yeah. Jared Allen came back. Was he out? Final had a great one. 3 steals and 3 blocks, 10 rebounds, and 24 points. Allen was a bit of buy low before this game. He's after this game, he's a 43rd ranked player. But this year the concern is he's getting only just 27 points or 27 minutes a game. They're not playing him and Mobley. Right, a lot of times Mobley would start, be at the center spot. So his minutes is dipped a little bit. So that's the concerning part. Mobley had a great one, 23 points, 3 threes. Still in 2 blocks with 5 rebounds, 3. Yeah, Mobley has been playing really, really well. It's part of his efficiency. And Jalen Tyson. Every time I read his name, it looks like Jason Tatum. Does look like Jason Tatum. I think in the short term we could stream him because he's starting, right, with DeAndre Hunter out. And Lonzo Boys on this team had 8 assists off the bench. If you need assists, sure. The next one, the Jazz lost to Detroit, but it's pretty big news came out that Walker Kessler is going to have a season-ending injury, which obviously sucks. And now Nurkic is the guy, right? We got to have him. 17 rebounds, 4 steals, and a block. What a game from Nurkic. Nurkic, last year he kind of became a joke in fantasy because of Phoenix. He's just still the 187th ranked player after this game, shooting horribly from the field. But sorry, shooting horribly from the field. But if he's gonna get 30 minutes, we know he's not gonna get 30 minutes in April, but if he's getting 30 minutes now, we gotta have him must roster and try to sell high if he continues to play well. Lauren Markkanen, the hot shooting cooled off quite a bit. 25 points is still great. 3 3, 6 for 6 from the line, and Svi now is starting. 28 points. Yeah, if you want to stream him, I'm also open to that. And Keontae George continues to play. 6 for 18, but the counting number is still coming decently. So, yeah, with this team, another guy, oh my God, Kevin Love is on this team. I think Kyle Filipowski is a guy that, his efficiency had issues sometimes, but he could be a guy that, hey, toward the end of the season, right, he's going to get a little bit more wrong. Now you sip Nurkic. For Detroit, but yeah, Walker Kessler sucks. He was playing super well before he got hurt. For Detroit, Jalen Duren, what a game. 22 rebounds, 22 points in 34 minutes. And Isaiah Stewart at this point, he's just a must roster. Isaiah Stewart, yeah. We need to roster him. 3 blocks. He's been getting like over 2 blocks, which is like top 3 in the NBA. And he's getting minutes, 6 rebounds, 10 points. Mainly just the blocks, really. Doesn't really do much. I mean, rebound too. And he will hit some threes as a center. Kate Cunningham with 10 assists and 31 points. Great. 3 threes. Took 28 field goals this game. And Duncan Robinson hit 3 threes. Detroit guys, they all play well. I wonder when what's his name? Jaden Ivey's going to be back. He could be fantasy relevant when he does come back. But right now, Isaiah Stewart is a must roster player. If he's still on the waiver wire. The next game is the Brooklyn Nets. They beat the Pacers 112-103. Well, Cam Thomas got hurt. 2 minutes in, 5 minutes in. That sucks. Who is going to take over his minutes? Tyrese Martin? I don't know. He's not really fantasy. The replacement isn't that good, fantasy-wise. Michael Porter Jr. went off with 32 points, 11 rebounds, 4 threes. Great, but I will always try to sell him high. Always. Same thing with Cam Thomas. On a bad team. I think they're going to put up numbers for sure before fantasy playoff starts. I feel like, all these guys are taking time off. And Michael Porter Jr., we know he's kind of injury prone too. Claxton, great, 3 steals and 2 blocks, and even added 6 assists. Again, I would try to sell him too. Nolan Clowney's been starting. If you want to just take him and see how things go, sure. Right now he has good minutes, but that could change. For the Pacers, well, they lost to the Nets at home. I really feel they're cooked. If you do that, Isaiah Jackson, who's been playing very, very well. Sure, if you want to have him, 20 minutes of him sometimes can give you 5 blocks. Aaron Nesmith didn't shoot the ball that well, had 15 points and 3 threes. And, this game, they really don't have anybody. Siakam, of course, 23 points, 10 assists. And depending on how Pacers play the next month or two, I would try to sell Siakam, really, because same situation. He's not exactly a young guy, and I'm just worried they might rest him. He's putting out great numbers now, right? So maybe with Benedict, right, they still have TJ McConnell. And you can never count out this team, right? They always fight. I feel like another thing is maybe this is not a team that they would just go tank. So you have that going for you. Jarius Walker, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I think we could also have him. And Ben Shepherd, if he continues to start, sure, we could have him. Moving on to the next one. Well, the Wizards got destroyed by the Celtics. Alex Sarr, he's got to be from what I see right now, he's really taking the biggest leap. Well, in fantasy for sure, but in real life, I think so too. Right now, he's a 22nd round player. Yeah, of course, if you can get a top 20 player back, right? If you can do Alex Sarr plus somebody to get Karl Anthony Towns, to get Jalen Johnson, Jalen Brunson, right? These guys, Devin Booker, right? Right now he's ranked ahead of all these guys. Playing just 20 minutes, 19 points and 8 rebounds, but 2.3 blocks. So I look to sell high. I don't know how, because how much he's shooting the ball really well too, 54%. So I don't know how long this is. And obviously on the offensive side, like the opposing defense, really they don't really do any scouting report for defense for Wizards. It's kind of like when they play Wizards, like okay, let's just show up and play. And he's not the most efficient guy either, so no team is making an effort to stop him. But if he continues to play this well, right, maybe it's like what Wembanyama is going through. And of course, Wembanyama is way better. Team's gonna design defense around him. If let's say this year, then his number is gonna be bad. So I try to sell high. Keyshawn George didn't shoot the ball that well either. Bilo Coulibaly played just 60 minutes here. I'm not sure why. So Bob Carrington now out of nowhere got 30 minutes. Bob Carrington is not a great fantasy player. We need him to play 35 minutes to roster him. So had 6 assists. If you need assists, you could have him. And Justin Champagny had 12 points. For the Celtics, it's great. Otherwise, well, they got this win. At least they beat the Wizards. Otherwise, they're really going the other way. I think they started picking up some wins as of late. 3-4 right now, so not bad. Because of the blowout, the minutes will be low, but Jaylen Brown continues to dominate. 35 points for 3 versus a bad team, of course. Their center Quieta had a big game with 12 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. He's a must roster. Although a lot of times he doesn't really do anything else other than the defensive stats. Derek White, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks with 2 threes. That's finally had a good game. That's what he needs sometimes, just versus a super bad team. Fernie Simons once again confirms that hey, we don't really need to have him. This is probably the best case scenario for him. But 18 points and 4 threes, but just nothing else. He's not getting a lot of assists when he's playing either. So just the points and 3 streamer if there's a back-to-back. Moving on to the next one, we have the Timberwolves beat the Knicks. I'm sorry, Knicks beat the Timberwolves 137-114. Well, they still don't have Anthony Edwards. It's the same story. Julius Randle came played his old team. 32 points is great. Randle is a big sell high. We really, you got to figure out some ways to try to sell this guy. As soon as Anthony Edwards also came back at just 15 points. But yeah, Randle is right now a top 12th ranked player. That is not going to last. 10th ranked player, as a matter of fact, averaging 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Shooting 85% from the free throw line, 56%. He did improve his free throw last year, but 86% is ridiculous. Those going to come down, and of course, he doesn't really get a lot of defensive stats, which is crazy. He's top 10, only just averaging 1 steal and 0.4 blocks. Imagine if he got lucky, he might be a top 5 player if he's getting like 2 steals and 1 block. Dante DiVincenzo, 21 points and 5 threes. With Anthony Edwards back, he's still starting, so that makes him, must roster. Dante DiVincenzo, we know how good he could be in category leagues, especially 54th ranked player. And he's not even getting that many steals. He's getting a lot of threes and points. So that's good. But I don't know if he's going to get consistent minutes. So I would also try to sell high, but it looks like they're just going Anthony Edwards point guard and with Dante shooting guard this year. Because last year, they tried to start Mike Conley, stuff like that. Jaden McDaniels had 13 points and 3 threes. Not bad. Julius Randle. Jaden McDaniels means to be a must roster as well. And Naz Reid, disappointing. I think he's getting drafted a lot, in a lot of leagues super early, expecting him to have a big year. So far, that has not been the case. Maybe as the season goes on, but so far no. And Rudy had 9 rebounds, but played just 28 minutes. I guess it's because of the blowout. For the Knicks, OG, 25 points, great. And Jalen Brunson and Cat, they just kind of took a backseat this game. Cat versus his former team, 15 rebound, 10. Cat has not been shooting well at all this year. And, just shooting 41%, a bit of buy low this year, to be honest. Rebound is great, making his free throws. But I do expect, Cat should be averaging 23 points. 12, 13 rebound with super good efficiency. But so far this year, just shooting 41%. Mikal Bridges also filled up the stat sheet. That's great. Mikal Bridges also a big sell high. I think he's at that top 12. He's the 13th ranked player. Why is he ranked so high right now? Is because he's getting a lot of defensive stats, which is something we've been waiting for years. I think the first couple years with Phoenix, he was great defensively, averaging 1.5 steals, and that kind of went away. Last couple years when he was on the Nets for 1 year, that was a weird year. But now this year, he's getting 1 block too. So, yeah, do a 2-for-1. Try to get someone that's actually top 10, top 20. Jalen Brunson did his thing, 23 points and 10 assists is great, 3 threes. I think both Cat and Jalen Brunson dealing with injuries to start off the season. I don't know. Are they just playing through it? There's no point. Right? They don't have to. The next one is the Rockets. They beat the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies just a mess right now. The Rockets improved to 5-2. The Rockets could be very competitive in the playoffs if they can figure out. If they have a true point guard, I feel like they could be really, really good. KD struggled again, which you don't see very often. 11 points, 5 assists, 5 for 18. Amen Thompson went off versus the Grizzlies, 28 points. Finally, Amen Thompson is a bit of buy low to start off the season. Now, he's still 152nd ranked player because he's getting just one steal and 0.3 blocks. Those numbers I'm pretty confident is going to go up. He should be averaging 1.7 steals and 1 block. That type of numbers. That's fine. 7 assists, 10 rebounds, all good. Josh Okogie got the start. Okay, that's interesting. But Taro Eason came off the bench with 31 points. Taro Eason is always somebody that we could stream if we need defensive stats. It's just the minutes for him are really up and down. Şengün also went 6 for 14, but 16 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal and a block, and made his free throws. I guess Jabari Smith came back, had 16 points. He's also a must roster at the moment, Jabari Smith Jr. I think with KD in, right, and also help with his efficiency and stuff, get a lot more easy buckets. For the Grizzlies, Ja Morant 6 for 19 again, 8 assists, a steal and a block. Brutal start for the year for Ja. I would try to buy low, to be honest. I know there are a lot of things going on, but throw him like a top 70, 80 player who's performing like Dennis Schroeder. Maybe Dennis Schroeder plus somebody to try to get Ja. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 5 blocks. Finally, it happened. He finally is getting those defensive stats. But overall, this year has been disappointing to pretty much all the Grizzlies players. And, Cedric Coward finally had an off shooting night. But the fact that he played 20 minutes make him a must roster at the moment, in my opinion. And Santi Aldama had 16 points. The guy is just never going to get a lot of minutes. He's good. He's efficient, but he just doesn't get a lot of minutes. And that's... that's the concerning part. All right, let's move on to the next game. We have, this one is a surprise. This is bad for the Mavericks too. When is AD gonna be back? Both teams are 2-6. The Pelicans, they don't have Zion Williamson, and I think Zion, he's cooked. He's not even ranked inside at 200. And they don't need him to win games, I guess. Trey Murphy, complete game by Trey Murphy. 9 rebounds, didn't shoot the ball well, but 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals and block, and 11 points. It's all good. Herbert Jones had 35 points. Yeah, Herbert Jones is somebody we should have for defensive stats. He did a bit of everything else too, 12 points. And they've been starting this guy, point guard, Jeremiah Fierce. He doesn't get 30 minutes, but... it's actually somebody that we should probably pay attention to because when we get to the end of the season, if he gets 30 minutes, he could be really good. And how about Sadiq Bey? Oh my God, we have a Sadiq Bey sighting on the Pelicans with 22 points, 4 threes, and 9 rebounds. Okay, that's... if you want to stream him for a couple games, if he continues to start, be my guest for some points and threes. Yeah, he does get a bit of rebounds. And another bad loss by the Mavericks. Cooper Kupp shows why, we drafted him in the 4th round. I get that, 3 steals and 2 blocks, 9 rebounds, and he's supposed to be very efficient. So overall, not a bad game from him. PJ Washington, every time I look at his field goal percentage, is around 40%, low 40s. 11 rebounds is great, 1 steal and 2 blocks. And Daniel Gafford in the short term for now, because Derek Lively is also out. They're gonna play him 25 minutes. So 2 steals and 2 blocks. That's pretty good. And Max Christie, he didn't have the best game here, but he was getting big minutes, playing decent, getting assists actually. So let's pick him up and see how he goes. And D'Lo, Starts, get 20 minutes. It's very clear, like, Jason Kidd does not trust this guy. So, yeah, and actually, Klay Thompson now came off the bench. Um, and RG Marshall, yeah, Klay is really hit three threes off the bench. That's fine, but yeah, he's not fantasy relevant, unfortunately, because they're just way better 3-point streamers out there, like Sam Morrow or Sam Hauser, right? These guys are way better. The next one, the Nuggets. Jokic, quote unquote, had a slow start, but he's the number one ranked player right now. Luka is number two, and it's just, he's shooting 61% from the field on 15 attempts. He's only taking 15 shots, averaging 24. Yeah. If I were to give the award this year, I mean, depend how good Lakers going to be, but right now it looks like it's Jokic, and of course Shea is also in the West is just so goddamn stacked, the Western Conference. Donovan Mitchell had 9 assists. That's great for now. Let's just have him. And Norman Powell came back, had a great one with 23 points and 4 threes. I think both guys for sure sell high before Tyler Hero came back. They're not going to get this level of usage. Ben Adebayo also got hurt. And that's good for, I think that's good for Kel Weir, actually, who didn't even get the start. Kel Weir is droppable for sure before this. So now he had a big game, 13 rebounds, 4 steals and blocks. He just shows why he have the upside and why we want to have him. So yeah, pick him up and maybe try to sell high on him, because I think it's really hard to find minutes for him on this team. We'll see. Andrew Wiggins had 3 threes, 2 steals and a block. Great game from him as well. Versus the Nuggets in Triple J. Yeah, like, we could stream him too. Every other game he pops off. 21 points here is decent, with two assists and a steal. And I think we should prioritize Kel Weir now that Bam Adebayo is out, for sure, and try to sell him if he plays well. Because so many games, they're just not, they still... Look, if the Miami Heat end up being really, really bad, maybe they give him more minutes. They got to develop their young guys. I don't think they are, though. Denver Nuggets, what a ridiculous game from Jokic. 50 rebounds, 16 assists, 3 steals, and 33 points. Yeah. Eric Gordon played well, 24 points, and Christian Braun chipped in 11 with 7 assists. A very complete game by Christian Braun as well. Christian Braun is a must roster, but 150 first ranked player right now. But he doesn't hurt you anywhere. Very good efficiency, and for the most part, and if he can get you those defensive stats, which is really what we want, especially the steals. He's only averaging 0.9 steals and 0.3 blocks to start off the season. If those numbers improve, he's gonna be great. Jamal Murray didn't have the best game, but doesn't matter when you got Jokic on your team. Just cooking. I can kind of get that. There's no Bam, right? Bam is undersized versus him anyway. So who is guarding? Kel Weir, right? Had 4 fouls in 27 minutes. It was barbecue chicken for Jokic. The last game, we got 2 more games. 3 more games, actually. The next game, the Lakers are 7-2. They're also good, and they don't even have LeBron yet. And Luka was out for like 2 games. And how about Victor Wembanyama? He's struggling. He is struggling a couple games. And I think it all started with Phoenix on how they defend, how the teams are defending Victor, and they throw double at him at different times, and he clearly struggled. And he also fouled out. That's what really separate a lot of guys. You got to be a great passer. That's a problem. I think KD and Kawhi to some extent as well. One-on-one, yes, they are so great, but they're not good passers. So, if the team throwing double team at you, they just don't know how to handle those situations, and they really shut you down like that because they just double you, and you don't make the right play every time. You start having turnovers. So Wemby needs to start. He's so tall, right? He sees everybody. He towers over everyone, so he should know. He should see everybody very clearly where they are on the court, but. Yeah, another bad game. To be honest, a bit by low. And of course, it depends on what your team situation, right? I would trade everybody other than Jokic for Wemby straight up one-on-one. Obviously, with Wemby, you're on the roller coaster. Stephon Castle, 8 assists, 3 steals, great, 16 points and 1 3. The problem with him is just, what is the 6 turnovers, man? Come on. But if you pound turnovers, you actually need to pound all 3 categories. Well, you don't really need to pound field goal because he doesn't shoot that much, but free throw is a huge concern for this guy too. Devin Vassell, still a must roster, hit 2 threes, 15 points. And Harrison Barnes chipping 14 points. He also had 6 fouls. But for the Spurs, when is De'Aaron Fox going to be back? I'm really interested in seeing that, how he plays with Wemby. For the Lakers, DeAndre Ayton, another big one. 22 points, 10 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. We know he's going to get points, rebound, right, and good, decent field goal. But if he can start getting those defensive stats, it's really about being locked in or not, I feel like, for him. Luka is right now the second-ranked player right now. If I can trade Luka for Wemby, I would definitely do it. But again, it depends on your team situation. I think in the vacuum, Wemby is a lot better than Luka in category leagues. But Luka is putting up great numbers. I mean, at some point, LeBron is going to be back, right? Luka is still going to cook, right? By far, he's number one usage for sure, but it's going to dip a little bit. 13 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. He's getting an unbelievable amount of defensive stats too. I don't know how sustainable that is. 4 threes, the counting numbers look great, no doubt. I think overall Wemby was still better. Marcus Smart had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and still in a block, 10 for 10. Yeah, I mean, if Austin Reeves continues to be out, we could have Marcus Smart for a couple games. Rui Hachimura, look, he's getting a lot of minutes. He's scoring, but he's just not doing anything else, which is why he's not a must-roster player. If you need points, yes, you could have him. Otherwise, I'm not too. I just never liked Rui Hachimura in fantasy, in category leagues. Jake Rivia had a pretty bad game here, but if you want those defensive stats and rebound, assist, and hustle stats, he's been playing very well up to this point. Let's go to the next game. We have the Portland Trailblazers giving the Oklahoma City Thunder their first loss, and Shea struggled here. 37 points. Is it because Tomani Kamara? 10 for 26, 35 points still, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and no defensive smash. Shea, still a great game because he went 12 for 13 from the free throw line. Aaron Wiggins out of nowhere hit 7 threes. This is why we want to stream these guys. Chet Holmgren was also out. Like AJ Mitchell, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace too, and Isaiah Joe. Like these guys can come off the bench and have a big game. And Aaron Wiggins had added 3 steals as well, and had 5 personal fouls. Cason Wallace had a very complete game actually. Just 5 points, but 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Yeah, he's a great category guy, but most of his value is coming from steals. I would try to sell him, to be honest with you. If you can, Cason Wallace, 44th ranked player, yeah. Any top 50 player, try to sell him. Like, I would trade him for Dante. I feel like Dante would have right now, because he's ranked higher, like Derek White, all these guys, do a 2-for-1, try to get rid of Cason Wallace. He's averaging 2.8 steals. That's what I said. That's what we said about Dyson Daniel last year. Like, okay, maybe the steal is not sustainable. I just don't know. Like, the minutes, Jalen Williams is being out, right? This game, Lou Dort is out. There's so many other guys. Isaiah Hartenstein did his thing with 11 rebounds and 2 steals. And how about the Portland Trailblazers? How about Danny Advia? Didn't shoot the ball well, but got to the line 16 times, 15 for 16. 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals and block. He's kind of breaking out a little bit this year, which is what we expect. Toward the end of last year, he's already playing really, really well. But they're still playing Jeremy Grant 34 minutes. He had 20 points and 2 threes. Great. I would also try to sell high on Jeremy Grant. Shaedon Sharpe, 18 points in just 22 minutes. Yeah, they give me those minutes to Jeremy Grant, those backup minutes. We still hold on to him, especially if he punting turnovers and field goal, because he does have that upside. But clearly, he's not there yet. They want to give the minutes to some of the older guys for now at the beginning of the season. Tonani Kamara, great. He fouled out, but it's really the defense and threes and efficiency for him Donovan Killigan at 8 rebounds, 2 steals. That's also great. Continues to be a must roster, but he's going to be up and down. There will be some matchups where he goes off for like 18 rebounds and 6 blocks. It will happen every once in a while. We just gotta be patient. Drew Holiday also playing very well on this team. Like this Portland team, on paper they're not that great, but they're 5-3 right now. Right, the Warriors are 5-4, and of course nobody played here. Will Richard out of nowhere had 30 points. Now we know. I think okay. So Moses Moody absolutely must roster with Jimmy Butler out. He went off 20 points. I mean, he's probably not gonna do this again this season. But 2 steals and 4 blocks, 6. But they're giving a lot of minutes to Moody with Jimmy Butler out. That's great. And Curry probably gonna be back. So Will Richard, we'll see what's gonna happen with his minutes. But we know like, hey, next time guys are out, we probably want to stream these 2 guys instead of Buddy Hield, who plays just 14 minutes. They clearly don't trust him. Al Horford went 0 for 7, which is sad. Podziemski almost a triple-double, great. And Kuminga had 24 points, 9 rebounds. But if you see, like, these guys committed a lot of turnovers. 5 turnovers for Kuminga, 5 personal fouls. I don't know if Warriors are running really, really complicated offense, but the fact that all these young guys have a lot of turnovers, or maybe the Kings are playing great defense, which I don't think is the case. And for the Kings, how about Russell Westbrook? A triple-double, 9 for 13. What a game from him. He's a must roster. Just no questions asked. I know Zach LaVine is out, but he's a must roster. Dennis Schroeder, their lineup is really weird because you are essentially playing 4 guards and a big man. And then you have Malik Monk coming off the bench. So they're going with the lineup. If they decide to do that all season, like Dennis Schroeder is going to have good value, right? I was still trying to sell high on him. 18 assists, 18 points, 7 rebounds. Actually, let's check out his ranking. Maybe his ranking is not even that good. 79th ranked player. So, because of the efficiency issues, his ranking is not that high, but like 7 assists, 15 points is pretty good for him, in my opinion. The counting numbers look pretty good. And Russell Westbrook, of course, trying to sell high. And DeRozan had 25 points. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.